Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Plan the Week Live. I'm so excited that you are all here today. We have an exciting session planned for you, so get ready for today. Let me just, if you don't already, pull out a paper and pen. In fact, I actually have a handout for you. Let me first just share my screen. We have today's presentation right up in front of you. So make sure you can find the chat box. If you click at the top of your screen, there'll be 3 dots with a more button. If you click on that more button, then you'll be able to find the chat. So find the chat, let me know where you are joining from today. All right, and then just let me know if you can see my presentation clearly. Today, we're talking about starting the year strong. So welcome. Okay, I see a couple people are in the chat already. This is going to be an interactive session, so get ready. I'm also going to drop into the chat for everyone. This is a link to a handout that I prepared for you today, so feel free to go ahead and download it. If you're not able to print it out right now, no worries. You can do it later. Just grab a pen and paper in front of you so that you can go through. Happy New Year, Anthony. Welcome, Deltrice from Cleveland. Takesha from Memphis. Okay. Hi, Grace. Anika, New Jersey. So many awesome people. Okay, Lacey Taylor. Welcome, Lacey. Chelsea. Tamika, welcome Tamika from Orlando. Exciting, exciting, exciting. We are going to have an awesome session tonight. Okay, great. So keep from STL. Where's, oh, I think you mean ATL, Brittany. Brittany from ATL, one of my favorite places. Awesome. Damia from California. I'm so jealous right now because it is cold in Philly where I am. Okay, Diana from Brooklyn, my old home. BK, I used to live in Midwood, Brooklyn. I miss it dearly. Okay, awesome. So tonight we're talking about starting the year strong. So what I have found over the years in working with so many different entrepreneurs and leaders is that they spend a lot of time setting their goals for the year, but a whole lot less time creating a plan to execute them. And so today we're really going to talk about what will it take for you to be able to follow through on those big goals and dreams that you have for 2019. All right, so get that pen and paper ready. You can also grab the Start Strong Planner, which I dropped. Let me just drop that link again in the chat. Hello, Felicia from ATL, Leona from Philly. Okay, Philly in the house with me. Not the only Philly person. Great. Okay, awesome. Keep joining in the chat. Love to see you. Okay, Beverly from Memphis. Memphis is representing today. Lisa from Boston, love it. I've spent a good amount of time in Boston. I've been a speaker at the Massachusetts Conference for Women a couple of times. And okay, we have someone joining from a Samsung. We can't see your name. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, let's go ahead and get started because we have a lot to cover this evening. So welcome, keep loading in the chat where you're from. What I also like to know is, what would you like to gain from tonight's session, right? So you showed up here for a reason. And so I want to know, what would you like to learn about, be informed about? What do you want to gain from tonight's session? Just put that in the chat box. It could be something that you're struggling with, that you're like, hey, Jamila, I need to know how to overcome XYZ. Okay, Grace says more clarity. Awesome. So let's hear. I will type into the chat box. Someone's drawing on the screen. We have an artist among us. No drawing on the screen. Just type into the chat box, okay? Leona says more execution. I love that. Beverly says, I need to prioritize, I need to organize turn my ideas into action, prioritize, tend to procrastinate. Okay, we don't need to kick some procrastination butt tonight, Beverly. Alex says, I like to gain how to get consistent with my goals. Awesome. We're definitely gonna talk about that. Chelsea, focus, consistency. Lisa says consistency. Yes, yes, yes. That is a huge one. So we're definitely going to talk about that. Ooh, so many juicy items in the chat. Okay, good. So, okay, Tamika says, I need to be consistent with writing my book so I can get published this year. Amen. Yes, let's birth that book this year, Tamika. Anthony, how to work from home successfully. Oh, that's a really good one. Getting started and being consistent in pursuit of my goals, prioritizing. Okay, I see a lot of people are struggling with the consistency. Okay, that's a really big one. Being able to follow through, execution and consistency. Okay, so we're really gonna delve into that tonight. And the work-life balance. Hi, Anika. All right, we're definitely gonna talk a little bit about that. Demaya, I'm just loving your name. I haven't seen that name before. Beginning business while working full time, balancing that. Ooh, that's a good one. We could definitely talk about that. Lisa, balancing your biggest critic and your biggest motivator. Oosh, okay, we're definitely touching on that. All right, so tonight we're talking about starting the year strong. We're gonna cover all these topics. I'm so glad that you put them in there so I can go back to them too to make sure that we hit on all of these different things. So I'm just gonna quickly introduce myself for those that may not be familiar with me or my work. My name is Jamila Payne, and I am the founder and author of Daily Success Routine. And Daily Success Routine essentially is a training company. We've created a planning system that helps people to achieve their goals. It's called the Daily Success Method. So what you're looking at right now is our website. At your leisure, if you haven't been there, definitely go check it out. It's just dailysuccessroutine.com. So these are our products, these day planners, which help people to accomplish their 90-day goals. And our products have been featured in many different places. This was the Daily Success products featured in the West Elm store. But the thing that I'm most proud of is the community that we've built over the years. So I travel a lot around the country, speaking to different entrepreneurs and business leaders and give them strategies for accomplishing their goals. And that's why I'm so passionate about this work. But I'm telling you, in my own life, in my own journey, as much as I was even growing up, like very much a planner and an organizer, like quick funny story. My little sister, I would come home from school and my little sister would have been in my room. But because everything was so organized in my room, like I would have my nail polishes lined up like in size order. It was crazy. I could stand at my room door and scan the room and know if something was missing. And she'd be like, oh my gosh, like, how did you know I took your pink nail polish? Because I was just that crazy in terms of organization, planning out my goals. But there was a point where I was struggling with the execution. Like I would get things done, but just not as much as I could. And so I just want to know from you right now, if that resonates with you. Like, are you in a position right now where, yeah, you've definitely accomplished things in your life, but you know that you are not living at your full potential? Let me just hear in the chat box if that's true for you. Let me get a T for true if that has been your experience. Like you've accomplished stuff, like you know, yes, there's certain areas that you're winning at, but you know that you're not at your full potential. Oh man, I see so many T's. Yes, yes. Nikki, Beverly, Anthony, Demia. Is that Wyakees? Oh, I love that name. So many awesome names that show up here. Chelsea, Tamika, yes, Leona, so many people. Precious, Felicia, Jummy, wow, wow, wow. Wyakeese. Ooh, I love that. What does that mean? Wyakeese. That is a great name. Okay, Brittany, yes. Iris, so many people. Okay, I'm not alone in that. And so here's the thing. Even though I was like taking action, but not at the level that I should, I still struggled for a really long time to do it. And let me tell you what was the turning point for me. In 2010, after really going for finally, right, stepping up and just having a taste of going for some of my goals. Like in 2010, I finally like wrote this book that I had always wanted to write. I got this huge opportunity to later like travel and live in South Africa for a couple of years. And when I returned from South Africa, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I was very lucky to find out at stage 0. I was so lucky and be able to get treatment that allowed me to have the cancer removed without any like extreme stuff going on. But it was that experience that really like literally shook me and woke me up of like, I have to do something about my goals and dreams. Now, it was that experience that made me say, like, I wasn't afraid, and this might sound crazy, like I wasn't afraid in the moment of, was I going to die or was cancer going to take my life away? I was afraid of not having realized my potential, like leaving the world, not having done the stuff that I knew that I was put here to do. And I don't want that to happen for you. And it doesn't take some life-altering health diagnosis for you to switch from being in a mode of procrastination to taking action in your life. It just takes you making the decision to stop being in a space of thinking like you don't know how to do it, you're struggling to put your ideas into action, you don't know how to do that, to think that you have this luxury of procrastinating, like time just goes on forever and ever. Like, I want you to take hold starting today and really step up in your life in a major way so that you can make 2019 the year that you really follow through on the goals that you have for yourself. So if anybody is ready to step up, like starting today and start making the goals happen in their life, let me just get a yes in the chat box. Like, yes, you're ready to step up for yourself. Yes, you're ready to stop playing small. Yes, you're really ready to take action and go after the things that you want. And yes, you do not need a life-altering diagnosis or some like tragedy to be able to put you into action. But yes, you can make the decision and start doing it today. Okay, awesome. I'm seeing so many yeses. Shelly, Jeanette, Jen, Michelle. I'm hearing Adele, you were unmuted. Okay, so many. Who else? Demia, Shanetta, Felicia. Awesome. Beverly. So many people. Nikki. Great. I'm so excited that you're ready to step up tonight. Francis. Oh, you're having it look. It is just a picture. Oh, but you can't see me. Is that what you're saying? Yes. Okay, awesome. Lacey says, I don't need a tragedy to wake up and step up. I love it. Wake up and step up. So let's wake up and step up. Lacey said it perfectly. Let's wake up and step up starting today. So I'm just going to drop I know we had several people that joined. I'm just going to drop that handout again. So grab that. You can use it to follow along or fill it out afterwards. But tonight is all about waking up and stepping up. Now, I know you're people that have like a high achievement nature because you're here. You really care about your goals and dreams. And so tonight we're going to talk a little bit about strategy in order to make sure that you follow through on your year. But more than strategy, tonight is about thinking of who do you need to become so that you can achieve your goals. And that's really what we're going to focus on. So I've already touched a bit on daily success routine and what we've done. This is the places that we've been featured. Definitely find out more about our company by going to dailysuccessroutine.com. But tonight, I want to help you to get free of the procrastination and things that have absolutely been holding you back. And so tonight's session is talking about, how to start the year strong, in particular in the first 100 days. And I want to tell you why this 100 days is so important. If you look back to history, well, firstly, let me ask you this. Has anyone ever heard of, like, when you start a job, right? They're looking at you in terms of like this 90-day, like you have a 90-day probationary period that's, like you're going to be judged on whether or not they keep you. Has anyone else ever had that experience of when you get hired, they're like, oh, you have 90? Okay, yes, I'm seeing some yeses. Okay, so let me tell you where this all came from. So many years ago, when Franklin D. Roosevelt was the president of the United States, he was this president that was able to accomplish so much in the first 100 days of his presidency. So in that first 100 days, he had bills put in place. He was able to create all of these jobs. He was able to bring wealth to different citizens. Like it was this presidency that was like never before seen, as someone accomplishing all of this stuff so rapidly. And since then, every president has been pegged to their own success of what can they accomplish in the first 100 days. That's why if you're a person who follows politics even lightly, they're always talking about, when a new president is elected, the first 100 days in office. How will that person perform the first 100 days? That's why when you're going into a new job, they're pegging you against that first 100 days or first 90 days, right? 3 months. Will this person perform? Will they fit our culture? But this concept does not just work in the terms of a presidency or in the terms of a job. It can work in terms of your own year. So if we look forward 100 days from now, here we are, let's just think of it, as the beginning of January, then we be around April 10th. So if you think about your life between now and April, I mean, maybe it seems far away to you. Maybe it seems really close together. To me, oh, it feels like a fair amount of time away. But what you can accomplish between now and April, you won't believe like how much you can actually get done. And so I want you to think about your life come April. And I want to hear from you in the chat. What is something that you would like to accomplish between now and April? What is a goal or a project that would help you start creating the life that you want, that would help you to be able to, I saw earlier someone wanted to write a book. Like, you could absolutely have that book proposal done by then, or even if you want to self-publish, you could absolutely have that book proposal, right, completed by then, or a book proposal if you're gonna do it. But if you're gonna self-publish, you could have the book done by then, right? Because you don't need the proposal. Okay, awesome. I'm seeing Shanita says that she wants to start a business. Awesome. Beverly says start a Bible study for youth at our church and start a blog for Christian women. Love that. Nikki says sell my first piece of art. Jeanette says, get her real estate license and start a business. I love this. Demia says, wellness, improves marriage, build an app to lay the foundation for my business. Tamika, having a book published by April 2019, losing 40 pounds. Start a hip hop step class. Oh, I love that. Where are you at? I'm trying to come to that hip hop step class, Kara. Takesha says, teach children financial literacy. Look at all of these brilliant things that you want to accomplish. Like, the world needs these things that you want to birth. Like, they can't just die inside of you. It's so important to make them come to life. Joanna says, I'm currently working on my business plan to get my barber's license. Only need 300 hours. I love it. Why? I'm going to have to go back to the phonetic of your name. Why Kalisa? I think I'm saying it right now. Finish up CRM customizations for my group travel business. Love that. Adele, I would love to accomplish my own leadership group and finish my goals in school. Oh, so many good stuff. Francis, take photography, learn graphic design. Look at all of this brilliance. Okay, so So let's take the next step. Okay. So step one, right, is deciding on the projects that you're going to work on. And there's so many good ideas. Precious says reach 1,000 followers for my blog on IG, lose 40 pounds, reconnect with my business interior to produce revenue, buy second property. I love that. Meet financial goal for business. Q1, advance my artist brand, create a website. Awesome. So I want everyone to get clear on what is the project that you need to do to make this happen. So here's what I mean. In some cases, what people have listed are projects. In some cases, what you have listed are bigger outcome goals. So let me try to find an example. Okay, so let me see here. Okay, currently working on a business plan, get barber a license, only need 300. Kara says, Dallas, teach children financial literacy. Okay, that's a really good one. So that is a big, what I would call outcome goal, a bigger vision that you have for your life. But what the first step, right, is to take these big visions that we have and break them down into projects. And here's why. When we have a big vision, like teach children financial literacy, it often is difficult to figure out, like, what should we do first? It sounds so huge. And sometimes the gap between where we are and getting to that outcome feels vast. It feels super far away. So to break that down into a project, it might be that you're going to say, I'm going to form a financial literacy workshop that happens by April 10th. And I'm going to have 10 students in that financial literacy workshop. Now, all of a sudden, this bigger outcome, this bigger vision becomes a lot more tangible. And even if you feel like, oh, I don't know how to put my ideas into action, when you break it down into a project like that, it's much more clear exactly what you should do next. Okay, so let me see if I can grab another one. That was a really great example. Okay, Shanita says start a business, right? So again, that's a bigger outcome, but how can we break that down into a project? So a project around starting a business might be get first 5 clients, right? That is a specific project that now your mind can go to work on what to do next. If we leave these ideas too big, this is one of the reasons that causes procrastination. You have not figured out the next immediate step that is necessary for you to take action. And if you are, like fumbling in, oh, I don't know how to do it, then you'll never actually move forward. So you have to get it broken down into a project, a very specific project, so you know how to take action. Now, I also want you, I didn't say this before, but I want you to put questions in the chat box along the way. You do not have to wait until the end of this today's session to ask questions, although I will have open Q&A at the end as well. But put your questions in the chat box. We're going to make this very interactive throughout. Okay, Anika says, I think for me, having enough time to keep the momentum going and start the business and work a full-time job. Okay, we're going to talk about momentum in a little bit. That's really important. I'm so glad you brought that up. Adele says, working for a company called Tech Data, and I want to score high on my exams during the week and become distinctive over sales work in nationals. Okay, so that's brilliant, Adele. I want you to get clear. What is distinctive over sales? What's the number, right? So we're going to get so specific. So everybody right now, what is the project? I want you to write it down on paper. What's the project that you're going to work on? And let's get super specific about like the outcome, meaning that if I said that the project for starting a business is to get 5 clients, you know clearly whether or not you have actually done that. There's no mystery around. There is a mystery around whether or not you've started a business, because what oftentimes people might do, and this is for a lot of people who start a business, right? They get into, oh, I need to build my brand. I need to set up a website. I need to get business cards. I need to get letterhead. But at Daily Success Routine, and I say this to my clients all the time, we don't play business, we do business. And getting a business cards, letterhead, and a website, unless you are a e-commerce business, is not going to get you to your first client. So I want you to set a project of doing something like getting your first clients, which is going to really allow you to get that check, right? That's going to pay for your business cards, your letterhead, your website. Let's not play business. Let's do business and really take the action towards getting things done. Okay, Alex says, can I get an example of project for losing weight? So project for losing weight could be deciding what that weight loss goal is, right? So, and now, you know, there's this whole thing now where people are saying is I'm not going to lose the weight, right? Because I don't want it to define me. Everybody said I'm letting go of the weight because I don't want it to come back, right? So I think that's like a really good way to put it. So let's let go of the weight, Alex. And so the project for that could be, I'm going to let go of 15 pounds by April 30th, right? Or by April 10th. We talked about April 10th as kind of being around 100 days from now. Then you can break that down. Okay, what kind of things do I need to do in order to lose that, to let go of that weight? Well, maybe you take the road of getting a trainer. Maybe you get signed up in a gym. And if gym is not your thing, then maybe you're doing something like ClassPass, right? Where you can go and do a bunch of different workout classes, yoga, spin, whatever. Maybe it's that you are joining some kind of group fitness program. Maybe you're starting to do meal planning. Maybe you are, you know, getting rid of all the processed foods that are in your kitchen. So once you get super specific about the project, you start generating, your mind just starts working for you and generating all these ideas. Can everyone see how this works? So let me get a Y into the chat box if this is making sense for you, that you can see how creating a project instead of a big ambiguous goal and then being specific about it will help you to take action. Okay, Anika says, I think for me, having enough time to keep the momentum going, start a business, working full time. Question, are you going to post this recording after the session to everyone so we can see the slides and stay focused? Yes, I will send out the recording. Okay, let me see. I'm preparing for a 5K as a project for weight loss. I love that because then you're obviously going to have to train for that. There's going to be running. There's definitely meal prep involved in that. I love that approach because you're not necessarily focusing on the weight specifically. You're focusing on the 5K, but to prepare for the 5K, right, you have to deal with all of these other health things that help you to get ready. I think that's a beautiful approach. Okay, why? Okay, this is making sense to everyone. Okay, so how would you break down Bible study for youth? It's the same thing. By when are you going to hold that first Bible study workshop or Bible study series? How many people are you going to enroll? Now your mind goes to work on, okay, now I need to start inviting people at the church. I need to get a space booked at the church. Like you make it like, okay, by April 10th, I'm going to hold my first workshop for Bible study with 10 youth. I love that. That's so awesome. Let me see what I would add that the weight loss you need to address. And yeah, it's not about the why. I don't think that it's about the why per se, because it's more about just like letting it go and then keeping with that, right? I mean, maybe you can consider like, why are you doing it? Like, are you emotional eating or those kinds of things? Yeah, I could see that a little bit. Okay, my first real estate investment. I love that. Yes. So, okay, this is a good, Stephanie brings up the point about SMART goals. Personally, there's pieces of SMART goals that I like in terms of the specificity, making sure it's measurable and attainable. But here's what I would say, and I find this to be true for probably a lot of people that are here today. SMART goals, your goals aren't necessarily realistic. And what I mean by that is that the average person is just okay with coasting in life. And I believe that you're here because if you talk to the average person around you, they look at the things that you want to achieve as being like, well, why do you want to do that? Why do you want to start a business? That's not realistic, right? Why do you want to go to grad school? Why do you want to make more money? Why are you trying to get promoted? Like, they look at you trying to accomplish more in your life as being unrealistic. And so I like the framework of SMART goals in terms of being specific about it and having it be measurable. But I believe that the people that are here in this room today have big, bold goals. They are not what common people would call realistic, right? It's really about going after your dreams that other people just will not ever take action on. Okay, so Francis says, yes, thanks. Okay, good. Everyone likes the recording. E-commerce, no revenue, traffic. What would the project be, right? So maybe the, you have an e-commerce, no revenue or traffic. Okay, so maybe the project is to get traffic. That could be a project, right? So how am I going to, the project could be getting, let's say, starting with something like 50 visitors to your website on a daily basis. That could be the project. Or the project could be building an email list of your first 1,000 people that you can begin marketing to that will become your customers in the terms of e-commerce. That was a really good question. So see how it's always like leading to, it's not playing around, because what most people say, oh, my site just isn't beautiful enough. I have to start like making my site look more beautiful. No, we do business, we don't play business. So let's do some projects that are going to get you closer to the goals of customers, especially for those that have the idea of starting a business. Okay, Adele says, I just purchased a new planner. Are the daily goals to accomplish a larger outcome worth writing down as well? Okay, so yes, you want to be able to align. So here's what you do. Let me tell you how this works. Once you know what your project is, then you want to write out, okay, what are all of the tasks, like in an idea storm, what are all of the tasks that need to happen in order to get the project done? So just as we talked about, let's say the weight loss goal, right? We talked about a task, let's say if it's getting a trainer, it might be, okay, I need to talk to some friends, see who had a trainer. I need to interview the trainers. I need to find out their rates. I need to find out what dates we're going to work out. I need to officially book them, right? So those are all the tasks. Then your daily to-dos are going to align with that task. And this is another big thing where I see people not execute. So write this down if you're not executing. Most people's daily to-do lists do not align with their project goals. You have to-dos like, oh, let me check my email, let me follow up with this person, but it has nothing. These are like little micro things. And you might be in a place where you have a list that's a bunch of items long, and your natural tendency is to knock out the micro things because you have 20 items on your list and it makes you feel good to check 10 things off. But you're reaching for 10 things that are lower priority items that are not aligned with your projects, which is why you're not seeing progress on a faster basis. And people like us, when we set goals, we want to see progress. Otherwise, we like lose excitement about it, right? Like, we don't want to wait a whole year to see something done. We want to see progress a lot more rapidly than a year. And if anyone else feels that, let me get an amen in the chat. Like, you're not trying to wait till December 2019 before you see part of your goals come to fruition. Like, you want to see that happening on a regular basis. Yes, I'm seeing so many amens. Yeah, I am not trying to wait till December 19 to make things realize. And I know that many of you aren't either, okay? Okay, so awesome. Let me just make sure I'm not missing any questions. All right, good. Okay, so let's keep going. So that is step one. Get your project down. Anyone who has a question about what that project should be, put it into the chat box and we're gonna address it here today to make sure that you have the project that you're going to work on. You're super clear about that. Now, once you have that project and you've done that brainstorm, right, of the task, you have to align your daily to-dos with your project-based goals, you really got to ask yourself this hard question. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? And this is so real because let's be honest, there are so many roadblocks that are going to show up around the project goals that you want to achieve. I mean, financial troubles will come up. You will have friends stabbing you in the back. You will have family members, moms, dads, spouses, and cousins who are not believing in what you want to do. And here is what I truly believe. I believe that these roadblocks show up for us to test whether or not we really want it. Because you can say that you want to start the business, that you want to let go of the weight, that you want to get your real estate license, but obstacles are going to be presented to you to test whether or not you're serious. The universe will clear the path from the talkers versus the doers. And you want to be on the side of being a doer. And to do that, you have to get clear right now. Look at that project and get clear right now. Do you really want it? Because you got to be in a headspace of knowing that the roadblocks are going to show up. But if you're clear that you really want it and you're clear on your reasons for really wanting it, you will be able to press forward. So you have to absolutely set your mind right now to whether or not you are serious about going for your goals, knowing in advance that the obstacles absolutely are going to present themselves, okay? So ask yourself, how bad do you want it? All right, so step 2, you have to transform the way that you spend your time. Now, this is one of the biggest lessons that I have learned in my life and in particular in my business. If you are not getting the results that you want on a day-to-day basis, 9 times out of 10, you're not spending your time in a way that is helping you to produce those results. Now, you might have felt in the past like you need to become this time management guru or you need to become more disciplined. Let me just get a T in the chat box for true. If anyone has ever felt like, oh, I'm just not good at time. I got to be a better time manager. I got to learn how to become more disciplined. I'm just not disciplined enough. That is absolutely, oh, I'm seeing so many T's. Francis, Charity, Kyra, Beverly, Tamika, Jeanette, Linda. Linda says I'm always late. Okay, yes, Summer, Lacey. Okay, let me tell you the truth. You are absolutely disciplined enough right now, but you might be disciplined to habits that are not serving your goals. Because guess what? Binge watching Netflix for 5 hours takes a lot of discipline, but it's not getting you to your goals. So you have to transform the way that you spend your time. Absolutely. Now, if I look back on myself, like very early in my entrepreneur career, and this is why I can say things like not playing business versus doing business. I was that person very early in my entrepreneurial career where I thought the things to do were to get business cards and set up a website and all that stuff. I didn't, at the time, I didn't have a web-based business. That wasn't necessarily the priority. But what I learned is that my time needed to be spent differently. So if you're not getting clients and customers, then it means you're not spending enough of your time on that task. And so you need to transform the way that you're spending your time. And that's the hard work. It's easy to make up business cards. It's not easy necessarily, especially if you're uncomfortable, right? With interacting with people and sharing what you do. It's not necessarily easy to be able to share what you're working on and make offers to people. But if you want to do a business, 9 times out of 10, it's because you want to be able to thrive and create a future for your family and change your legacy and be able to help people and make a difference in the world. And you absolutely cannot do that by just making up business cards and sitting idle and thinking that things are going to come to you. You have to transform the way that you spend your time. So let me give you some ways to do that. So I want to share with you today 6 routines that you can utilize to be able to better manage your day. Now, I know that it's common for people to talk about a morning routine. We're going way beyond morning routines. And let me tell you why routines are important. Routines are the secret sauce to accomplishing your goals, because routines help you to autopilot your success. It helps you to take action in a way that, time management or discipline or any of that stuff is just, it's not going to help you. So routines will help you to do that in a better way. Okay, let me see. Adele says, I left a cleaning career after 6 years to, I had picked up very bad habits. I was late and considerate in the last months of doing my best looking for jobs such as I have now. Okay, so this is gonna be great for you, Adele, because especially these routines is gonna help you to form better habits in your life. So remember I said you have to transform the way that you spend your time. Routines will help you to do it. But not only do you have to transform the way that you spend your time, you have to transform yourself, because the person that you are today is probably straddling right between your lower self and your higher self. And when I say your lower self, I mean the person who feels like not taking action towards your goals, who is plagued by the fear of what other people might think if you are sharing on social media, telling your story, putting the things that you want to accomplish out there in the world. Or even worse, you might be your own negative naysayer, where you are saying, I don't think I can do it, I'm not good enough, I need more training, I need more education, and holding your own self back. And so not only will these routines help you in terms of how you're spending your time, they'll help you in terms of how you're showing up for yourself so that you can be able to move forward in your goals. Okay, so let's jump into them. Okay, so the first routine is the obvious one that everyone knows, is your morning routine. Now, I know that many of you are neglecting having a routine for your morning. Like maybe you try to have a routine for your morning, but you throw it to the side. But it is critical that you have a routine for your morning. And here's why. You need a plan in place to start your day that answers the question, did I set up my day to win? Now, if you're laying in bed and the very first thing that you do in the morning is check your phone and scroll through in your emails, and you're looking at your work emails, what do you think is in your work emails? It's OPP, other people's priorities for your life, not your priorities. And so if you're starting out your day with what everybody else wants you to do, you will never, ever get to your goals. So you need a plan for your morning that sets up your day to win, not to start with OPP. The second routine is the hour of power. Now, hour of power is an hour every day that you're going to spend working on your project. Now, we're talking about 100 days today, but let's just slim it down to 90 days, right? If your hour of power, daily success routine, we talk a lot about 90-day project-based goals. Your hour of power is the time every day that you're going to spend working towards that. Now, what I teach is that this should be your first hour of your workday. Now, you might have different kinds of projects. You might have personal projects that you're working on. That might be in the realm of your own health and fitness. You might have career-related projects that you're doing in terms of your work. And then you might have projects that are around like starting and growing your business. So let's just say, for example, if you are working for yourself on a full-time basis, then your hour of power is going to spend towards a 90-day project that's going to move your business forward. If you are working a full-time job, then you have the option to either hour of power in the morning doing something towards your own business or your health and wellness, or have your hour of power later in the day. This is not about the time of when you do it. It's just about doing it. You need 1 hour. Now imagine you have a 24-hour day. Even if you're sleeping, right? Like 7, 8 hours, which most people aren't, like you're staying up late, you're going, you're staying up late and waking up early, then why can't you have, let's say if you realistically have, let's say like an 18-hour day, do you not deserve an hour for the things that you want in your life to be able to create your own life? Like, we have to stop putting ourselves aside and really give ourselves this opportunity to move the things that we want forward in our lives, and saying the hour of the power is the way that you're going to do it. Okay. So this is about saying, do I have focused time? There's a little typo there. Do I have focused time for my 90-day projects? So you decide when you do it. It must go on your calendar and not be skipped over for any reason. Okay. When are you going to focus on your 90-day project? Next is a workday wrap-up routine. The workday wrap-up routine should answer the question, have I noted where I left off? Am I transitioning my mind from work to things outside of work? And let me tell you why this is critical. It's critical for so many reasons. If you are working a 9 to 5 and have aspirations to build your business, you cannot be the person who's going home every day and spending another 2, 3, 4 hours doing work for your 9 to 5. I love this quote. I can't think of like who said the quote, but the quote is basically, if you don't pursue your dreams, someone else will hire you to help you build theirs. And so we don't want to be folks who are just building other people's dreams. Now, not everybody wants to start a business. It doesn't matter what your dreams are, whether it's starting a business or something else. But if you're spending all of your waking hours helping somebody else pursue their dreams, and you're not going after the relationship you want, the body goals that you want, the travel that you want, then you're not living. That is no way to be. You have to make time for the things that you want in your life. And this is why having a workday wrap up routine is critical. Some people are absolutely ripping themselves from the relationships that they want in their life, whether that's with significant others, children, family, friends, because they are so tunnel vision on work that they're not doing anything else. All right. So we have to let that go and be able to have time for ourselves. Okay. Routine number 4 is a power down routine. This is critical. Power down routine answers the question, did I let go of the day? Because there's so much that weighs heavy on us. Let me just get a T in the chat box if it's true for you that you've had the experience of waking up in the middle of the night because of things that are on your mind, troubles that you're having, challenges that you have to face, things that you're supposed to do, things on your list that you didn't finish, people you were supposed to call back, the email that you didn't send. Like, our minds are constantly plagued with all of this stuff. And you need a power down routine so that you can wake up as the person that you're meant to be and tackle the day. If you're not sleeping, if you're not resting, if you have all this stuff on your mind, there is absolutely no way that you can show up powerful in your own life and in your own goals unless you start letting this go. Now, one thing that I've done, actually 2 things that I've done that I think will make a difference that I'll take a second to mention. One is, part of my power down routine that I've had is just writing things down. So having the habit of securing my to-do list for the next day before I go to bed, because this way it comes out of your mind and onto paper, because our minds are still working even when it's asleep, because our brain is a powerful tool. So you need to, yes, it replays. Absolutely, Joanna. Yes, let it go. So you got to put that stuff down on paper to be able to release it. Then your brain says, okay, this is taken care of. I don't need to keep replaying it to remind her about it tomorrow, right? So get it down. The other thing is having quiet time. So you might take a practice of meditation, of just sitting for 10 minutes in silence, even if you're not like big on a whole meditation, but like, can you sit for 10 minutes in silence and just calm your mind and relax, because many of us are using things like TV to relax. And then you got that in your mind, right? Like I can't tell you how many times I went to sleep, like whereas I had watched, like some movie or something, like Spartacus or something. And then in my dreams, literally, I'm, in some barbarian movie, like fighting and all of this stuff. Like I'm living out what I saw. We're on YouTube before we go to bed, and that stuff is on your brain at night. So you must power down, let go of the digital devices, and figure out what's your routine to be able to let go of the day so that you can be rested. Because if you're not waking up feeling rested, there's no way that you're going to feel empowered to take action for those project goals that you have for yourself. Oh, thanks, Kiara. She says, really speaking the truth. Yes, because it replays and throws you completely off. It absolutely does. And final, and definitely one of the most important routines that you can set up is your self-care routine. And this is all about making you a priority. Now, let me get a T in the chat box if this is true for you. If you've had the experience of having a family member come to you asking for help, and even though you are a caring person with a giving nature and who genuinely wants to help people, you have felt frustrated by them constantly asking you to do stuff and take things on, or even your children coming to you and saying, I need this, mommy, I need this, can you help me with this? Or even at work, having colleagues that are constantly coming to you over and over and over for things that they need, because you have not given yourself the necessary care. And if you are not making sure that you feel whole and rested and cared for, then you will constantly feel a level of frustration for people in your life that are asking you for things. And not that you want to be frustrated, but it's because you're giving so much to others and not giving anything for yourself. Okay, I see so many T's. Yes, yes, yes. Adele says all the time. So this is how you can change this, is by making sure that you are spending time on you. So there's two quick suggestions that I have for you around this. One is to make sure that you have a regular self-care practice. Now, I like doing what we teach our daily success routine called Soul Goals. So this is 15 minutes for yourself every day. It could be something super simple. Maybe you're reading a book or reading an audio book. Maybe you're taking a bubble bath with a glass of wine. Like, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, but something that rejuvenates you every day. Maybe you have some kind of sweets that you love, right? Or wholesome foods. Maybe it's a green juice, like whatever it is for you, do something for yourself every day. The other thing is that you want to put in some kind of bigger self-care routine. So this might be that every month you're subscribed to like a massage therapy or Hand and Stone, or you're going to get a massage for yourself so that you can be able to rejuvenate yourself, or get a facial, or get a manicure, or get a haircut, or go to the hair salon, or whatever that is, on a periodic basis, so that you get to tend to your own needs. Okay, good stuff here in the chat. Seems that once you say yes, other people, you no longer care and have your own commitments. It's so true. Like, we did a survey last year and the year before of all of the people, and how I mentioned, like, I travel around the country and speak to thousands of entrepreneurs and career leaders every year. And we posed a survey to them, and we said, how many people agree with the following statement? And 98% of them agree with the statement. They said, I'm great at keeping commitments with others, but not when it comes to myself. Isn't that crazy? Like, you can have a person who, needs you to do something, and you could be dead dog tired and you figure out a way to make it happen. But when it comes to yourself, and you think about like going to the gym, or making yourself a good meal, or doing something that's going to sow into, or working on your business plan, right? It's like, oh, I'm too exhausted, I can't do it. But you figure out a way to do it when it comes to work and other people. So absolutely, like, we have to show up for ourselves in this way. All right, so let's keep rolling. Number 2 Our number 3 is all about momentum over motivation. This is how do you do things when you don't feel like doing them? And we talk about this a lot in the Daily Success community. How many people have ever felt, share in the chat box, have you ever had the experience of feeling like I'm just not motivated to do what I want to accomplish? Like I just don't feel motivated. I'm struggling because I'm not feeling motivated. Okay, Grace says nighttime visualization, your next day before bed. Yes, it absolutely. Okay, I'm emceeing several people, Charity saying, yes, I have had this experience. So here's the thing. You want to gain momentum over motivation. Momentum means you develop a pattern of doing things even when you don't feel like doing them. Routines is going to help you to do that. So let's just say that if you have a routine, like if you know, for example, you get home from work and you're too tired after you get home and eat dinner to go back out and go to the gym, then your momentum might be that you are going to pack your stuff and go straight to the gym from work. And even if you don't work out as hard, right, for that first several times or even that first month, it's not about working out hard. It's about gaining momentum, which means the momentum is that you're consistently going to the gym. Then motivation will build because you have been consistent by gaining momentum. Does that make sense? So you have to be able to have a process for moving things forward, even when you don't feel like it. Okay, so that is absolutely number 3. Okay, I see some. Stephanie says, unfortunately, but then I heard action follows motivation. I mean, maybe you heard that, Stephanie, but I'm telling you to do this. Like, action follows motivation. Action follows motivation. I'm trying to get one. Action follows motivation. Motivation is like fleeting. It comes and goes. That's what I'm saying. Motivation is fleeting. And so if you're waiting around until you feel motivated to do something, there may be very few times that you feel like doing it. So remember how I said you have to transform yourself? I want you to say, take one way you can transform yourself. And I have this as a practice even now. So everything that I'm teaching you today is stuff I practice. Right now, every day, I look for the thing that I don't feel like doing, and I do that because that's where I'm going to have my breakthrough. So maybe I don't feel like, making a healthy dinner. I'd rather go pick up something quick to eat. But that's where I'm going to have my breakthrough, because if I want to let go of weight, as an example, right, then that's the thing that I need to do. So I want you to look for how do you create momentum and do the things that you don't feel like doing so that you can get your transformation. What I mean is do the thing and the motivation will follow. Yes. Okay. Absolutely. TA says, I experience this often in my quest to wake up at 5 a.m., especially on weekends. Oh, TA, that's a really good one. Let me give you a tip about this. So waking up at 5 a.m., and this is like a big thing that people talk about now, waking up at 5 a.m., is really about the time you go to bed. It's not about the waking up. It's about going to bed. But in order to do that, you have to know your sleep number, which means how much rest do you need? So I know for me, it's 7 hours. If I have 7 hours, like I'm good to go and I can make things happen. So first you have to determine your sleep number, and then you have to go to bed in enough time that's going to give you the amount of sleep that you need. And it's very difficult to just, let's say if you barely roll out of bed at 7:30 right now, it's very difficult to jump from 7:30 to 5. So I would start backpedaling. So go from 7:30 to 7, go from 7 to 6:30, go from 6:30 to 6, like back it up over time, like over a couple of weeks until you get to 5. But you absolutely, it starts with going to bed at a reasonable time that's going to help you to get there. Okay, awesome. So many eat the frog first. Yes, I love that, Francis. So in terms of working out, you pack your gym bag and place it in the seat of your car. Absolutely, right? Yes, this is where, now I love that you said this was where the work-life balance comes in. Because my thought on this, Anika, is that there is no real balance between work and life. And let me clarify what I mean. The way that our life is set up, I mean, based on like this whole like society, the way society works, is if you work 8 hours a day, like you're automatically out of balance, because the way society works is if we work for 8 hours a day, many of us work more than that. So the real gift, right, is what are we doing with the time outside of work? And so you don't necessarily need the same amount of time to be able to feel whole in your life as you do to accomplish your work. But where you feel out of balance is when you're spending more than that 8 hours doing just work, as opposed to taking that additional time that you have to sow into the other areas of life. All right, so step 4 is to begin to prioritize your projects over other people's plans for you. And the way that you do that is by making sure that your number one, your hour of power, right? So figuring out when that's going to happen every day. And if you do nothing else from today's session, like absolutely put that on your calendar tonight. But then number 2 is your entire calendar should be lined up in a way that puts your stuff on there first. Whereas a lot of us are being able to run our calendars based on what other people want us to do, meetings, appointments, and all of that stuff, but none of the stuff that you want. Oh, you're just thinking in your mind like, oh, I'm going to work on my business plan tonight when I have time. But if you live by your calendar and it's not on your calendar, then you're not actually doing it. And so you have to move from having other people's things as all of the priorities that you have written down on your to-do list or on your calendar, and start putting your stuff on there first. That's absolutely how you begin to put other people's projects over yours. Now, part of that too is a mindset. Remember, I said a lot of the stuff we're talking about tonight is mindset. In saying that you're going to make a different decision, that you're going to invest in your goals and the things that you want to achieve for yourself, and stop investing in things that aren't getting you closer to what you want. But, we spend tons of time on like, how many people went and like just went for broke, right? For the holidays, they couldn't resist like the deals and all of that stuff and getting these things that are not getting you closer to your goals. And so you have to begin to say like, I'm going to prioritize, the things that I want, the things that you want in your life over things that are not assets, that are not getting you closer to that. And that means, number 1, beginning with your calendar. Be honest. Give me a T in the chat box if you've ever said to yourself, for something that you want to do, start the business, let go of the weight, whatever it was, get the real estate license, travel, whatever it is, that you feel like you don't have time right now because of X, Y, Z. Whether it might be family responsibilities, whether by work responsibilities, children responsibilities, spousal responsibilities. If anyone ever said, oh, I have to wait to do that till later? Is anyone else? Okay, I'm seeing some honesty in the room here. Shanita, Demia, I see Jeanette says T. This is so true. It's happened to the best of us, where we're putting our stuff aside for other people's priorities, OPP, right? And so we absolutely have to stop doing that. Okay, there's so many good comments here. Let me see. So in terms of working out, pack your gym bag. Okay, we got that one. Work-life balance. I love that, because no calendar prioritize is a lose time. Yes, lose time for you and your goals. Absolutely. Finances most of the day, but then I realized it was an excuse. Yes, it is an excuse. Yes, your plans are set aside for others. So 2019, I'm being selfish. Amen to that. Like snaps up. Can I get an S in the chat box for everyone who's ready to be just a slightly bit more selfish in 2019 to make sure that you are accomplishing the things that you want for yourself? Absolutely. All right. I'm seeing those S's flowing. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Because let's be clear, in reality, that's the only way you can do it. It's so funny. I was having this conversation with my mom a couple of months ago, and she was saying that in Damon John, in Damon John's latest book, she said she was listening to him do an interview, and he said in his latest book, the thing that he feels like makes a lot more people successful over others is that they're slightly more selfish. They're more selfish people. And I think that it's a thing that people regard as negative, right? Being selfish. But the way that I look at selfish is that you absolutely have to take care of yourself so that you have what is necessary to take care of others. Like, how is being broke serving anybody, right? You can't make a difference in the world or in your family for anybody if you're broke. You have to be able to grow your career, grow your business, and do those things so that you can help the people that you want to help. And so by putting yourself aside and saying like, oh, I'm not ready to go for that promotion yet, or I don't have time to redo my resume, or I don't have time to write the business. Like, you're not serving any of the people that you're saying that you want to help. So you have to get selfish so that you can actually be of service to the people that you ultimately want to make a difference for. So I love seeing all these S's in the chats. Okay, number 5 is all about creating accountability. Now, it doesn't matter how you do it, but you need to get accountable, because the reality is that quote that I said when we did the survey, right? 98% of people agreed that they're great at keeping commitments with others, but not so much when it comes to themselves. And so you have to figure out, how do you have someone that can help you to stay accountable for the projects that you have set up and said that you want to do. Maybe that is becoming a part of a community. Maybe that is starting a mastermind. Maybe that's finding somebody, because there's a lot of like minds in the room. Like, get real in the chat right now. Shout out your city. And if you're looking for accountability, like, let's connect right here and now. But you need to be able to find a like-minded person, not the people that are around you that are the naysayers. This does not have to be your significant other. It does not need to be a family member. It does not need to be your best friend. And let me tell you something, it might be best that it's a stranger who is of a like mind, because they are having the same experience of not being surrounded by people who believe in their unrealistic goals, that believe in the things that they want to accomplish, that believe in the book that they want to birth, or the business that they want to birth, or the career growth that they want to have. And so it might be that somebody else who doesn't know where you came from, doesn't know your struggles, doesn't know what you face, will have more belief in what you say that you want for yourself than somebody else who knows what you've been through, who might say, oh, well, he came from that. There's no way with his background and experience that he could ever accomplish that. There's no way with her, being able to, with the struggles that she's had in her life, that she can ever accomplish these goals. The fact that she, struggled in school, the fact that she was a C student, the fact that, she hasn't been elevated in her career or in her community, that she can never, become a published author, or never become the head of a business, or be a CEO. There might be somebody in your life right now that's saying that to you, that's not serving you. And so it might be best for you to create accountability outside of yourself. But most importantly, if you can, get somebody who can be a mentor. Now, I don't mean a mentor in a traditional sense. I mean someone who's been where you want to go, who can help you, who can help move you along to where you want to go, right? So they have, like Google has the answers, but it doesn't have the best path to get there. And so sometimes you need people around you that have accomplished things that can help shepherd you along, so that you don't have to make all the same mistakes that they made. And accountability creates that for you. So I want you to think about how you can become more accountable in your life, because you're good at keeping commitments with others in a way that you're not at keeping commitments with yourself. Okay, so many good, like the chat is like, shoo, 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 shoo. It's like flying so much. Okay, I'm still loving it. MD baby. Adele says this is so true. Fort Lauderdale. Yes, let's make these connections. Absolutely. Right now, and be able to have someone that can hold you accountable to follow through. Now, let me tell you something else, because this is real, and I'm gonna this is important before we close out. Like, this is so important. Confidence, your ability to build confidence, Now, can we just have a real moment with each other? Because it's just us here, us people who are goal getters. Let me just get a T in the chat box. Let's just be real honest. If you have ever doubted yourself, if you have in the past, or even right now, if part of even the reason of you showing up today is because you feel a little lack of confidence around your ability to achieve these project goals that you want. Like, let's just be, I'm seeing so many T's. I've absolutely been there. And let me tell you what's on the other side. Let me tell you how to get to the other side, because confidence is real. And if you are not feeling confident in your ability to go for what you want, it is largely because you have let yourself down in the past. What I mean is, let's go back to that letting go of the weight goal. If you've had the experience of saying, I'm going to go to the gym tonight when I get home, but instead of going to the gym, you stayed on the sofa, or if you've had the experience of saying, I'm going to study tonight so that I can take that exam for my GMAT, my GRE, for my real estate license, for the financial certification that I need. If you have not done that, then you have let yourself down a little bit. And that creates that rises up that negative naysayer voices inside of us, and it breaks down your confidence. Now, have you ever had a friend who you make plans with them and they don't show up, or they cancel last minute? Or one of the things that I can't hate is like that I hate if I've made a meeting with somebody, because I don't make meetings that I don't intend to keep. And I've had the experience of making meetings with people, and literally like 10, 15 minutes, an hour before the meeting, they want to cancel. To me, that's a kind of person, like, I don't want to meet with you anymore. Don't ask for my time, because you don't value my time, and you don't value your time. You don't value the commitments that you make. So if you had that kind of person in your life, would you continue to like be around them? Absolutely not. You would not continue to be around them. And so you don't want to be that bad girlfriend in your own life who doesn't show up when they say they're going to show up, who doesn't keep the meeting, the appointment. If you want to build confidence in your ability to go for your goals, it starts by honoring commitments with yourself. So if you say today that tomorrow I'm going to do my hour of power and work on your business plan, then do it. And trust me, even if it's not perfect, even if what you write doesn't come out the way that you want, even if it's not finished, you will begin to build confidence in your ability to make it happen. And that is the number one way to do it. It's by taking action. Your confidence will build in your resolve when you know that I'm going to show up for myself. And if you're still afraid of showing up for yourself, then get somebody that accountability that's going to help you to show up for yourself. That is absolutely the way to do it. All right. So I want to know, why did you show up today? Why did you show up today? We talked about it a little bit that you want to achieve, but have you gotten something out of tonight? Let me hear in the chat box. If this has been helpful, I want to hear what you're going to take away from tonight. Oh, thanks, Grace. She says, because I'm awesome. I really appreciate that. Has this been helpful? What are you going to do? What are you going to put in action tonight? I need to know, because I'm holding you accountable right now that you're not going to leave this session without putting in place what you're going to take action on. So I want to hear it. All right. Takesha says, for thoughts and ideas for consistency. Okay, yes. I love the hour of power. I'm looking forward to materials. Grace says, infusion soft. I love it. Kira, she says, God, I don't even know how I got the email or register. See, that was a blessing coming to you. It just happened, right? Hey, Michelle. I love being about the business and not playing small. Anthony, accountability with a mentor. I'm so grateful. Oh, that's awesome. improving upon what I'm already doing, routine. Thank you for having this call. It's such my pleasure. Create momentum, take action. See, what you guys don't realize is like, tonight you're helping me live my dream. You're helping me live my dream because I get to help you. I get to teach you the things that I learned through the hard lessons of being able to accomplish my goals, to spread that to you, so how you can do it also, so that you don't have to make all the mistakes that I made, so you don't have to wait, so you don't have to let it be a tragedy that pushes you into action, but you can have some real tangible things and a shift in your mindset to know that everything you are absolutely capable of doing this. And if you follow through on these things, you absolutely will accomplish it. Brain dumping before to go to bed. I love it. Staying committed to my goals. Procrastination game was strong last year. Yes, now you're getting rid of it. I love it. Goal triathlon in June. Write down 22-week training program plan in my calendar tonight. I love it. All right, so let me say this. For anybody that wants my help and support to accomplish your goals, I'm happy to tell you how we can work directly together. So if anyone's interested in that, just give me a yes in the chat box, and I'll just take maybe 10 minutes and share with you some of the things that we have going on at Daily Success Routine that might help you. Okay, I'm seeing a bunch of yeses. Okay, so even if I think this will be great for a lot of people, even if it's not right for you right now, you know, I think it'll be helpful to learn about it, so when you are ready, you can take action on this. So let me share with you quickly like a couple of people that I've worked with. Okay, so this is Julie. Julie, her 90-day project was to launch her own business. She was sick of like working nonstop and not seeing the financial results that she wanted. And so in her 90-day project, she was able to move from working full time to being able to launch her business. And I really helped her to put that plan in place, but she did the work, right? It's not me. Like like you see how I am. I'm so passionate. Like I'm so wanting to help you achieve your goals, but she did the work. This is my client D, and her 90-day project was to be able to stop being the person that wore all the hats in her business and be a person who could step more into that CEO role. And so in the 90 days of us working together, she hired 2 team members. She put systems in place for her business. Her real estate company is taking off now, and she is fully wearing that CEO hat. She felt like she couldn't even go on vacation and have time with her hubby and son, and that's no longer the case. Okay, so she got schedule in place, she set up a system and routines, and this is absolutely what is possible for you, especially all my business owners in the room. If that's something that you want, is it absolutely possible? So let me just say this before I go on, because this is how committed I am to helping you achieve your goals. I want to invite you now. I can only do this, like there's been over 60 people. I saw at the highest point like 70 people online tonight. So I can't do this for everybody, but I'm just pausing my screen for a second. Don't be alarmed. I can only do this for like the first 20 people because I have like a full-time business to run. But for the first 20 people who are really serious about their goals and taking action beyond tonight, then I want to jump on the phone with you and make sure that you have the right project in place, that you know exactly what your next action steps are. So I'm going to type into the chat box. This is a direct link to my personal calendar. So you want to use the link that says Daily Success Call. And so so for the first 20 people that take action and go and schedule, I'm going to jump on a free call with you and help you to make sure that you are set up so that by April 10th, because that's real, 100 days from now or a little less than 100 days, you're able to take the necessary actions to make this year better than last year. Let's let go of procrastination and let's really start doing something. So here's a link to my calendar. Wait a minute. That didn't go, that just went to one person. Here's a link, direct link to my personal calendar. So for the first 20 people who sign up, I am going to jump on the phone with you this week. So there should be slots available for this. There's about 20 slots available for between this coming week. In fact, let's just do it this week. So get on my calendar for this week, and maybe if there's still space, I'll take a few people next week, but try to do it for this week. I want to make sure you follow through on your goals. All right. So that's my commitment to you. So, you know, like, I'm so serious about helping you to follow through. The last person that I want to share. Look, I'm so passionate. I'm like choking now. Let me get some water here. The last person I want to share, and then I'll share with you like what our program is Pax. So Pax, her 90-day project, and I know many of you here today are ready to birth a book. Her 90-day project was to finish writing her book. And so in that, working with Pax, we put a routine in place for her to finish her writing. We planned out her week so that she could focus on all the other priorities that she had going on in her life, but making sure that she had that hour of power to follow through on her goals. But she also wanted to then start a business. That was her big goal, but we broke it down into that project of getting clients. And so we did that as well. So Pax became a successful author. She finished her book. She was able to finally get revenues in her business and her first initial clients. And all of these systems that we put in place allow her to do that. Her book now is available in bookstores. Pax is traveling the country on news media, radio, promoting her book. She did that in 90 days. So when you're thinking that you have to wait a whole year, when you're thinking that I don't have the time, it's really about having the right system in place that will allow you to follow through on your goals. So for all of those ready to take action, let me tell you a little bit about our program. So we have a program called the Achievers Club, and Grace is even here tonight. She's one of our Achiever Club members, and Grace might even want to say something about it later, but if she's still with us. So it's a community essentially for helping people to accomplish their goals. Now, it is set up into a 4-pillar system, and let me tell you why this is so important. I know that there's a lot of programs out there that will give you like a bunch of videos and tell you to like go figure it out. That doesn't work. And let me tell you why it doesn't work. Because you can't be left to your own devices, right? We've already established that you're great at keeping commitments with others and not with yourself. And so what happens is that you need that direct accountability. You also need the opportunity to build skills, the skills that you need to be able to transform your mindset around how you're spending your time, how you're managing your day, getting your routines and systems in place, like your hour of power, like setting up your ideal week, so that you can be able to follow through. Not only that, we give you all of our tools. So remember how I mentioned our daily success routine planner? We ship that to you. So you get that as well. And you get the peer accountability. So if you feel alone right now and like there's no one around you that has that same level of passion and desire for doing the things you want to do, like, you know, starting that youth Bible study or that workshop that you want to create or that book that you want to write, then the Achievers Club is that place where there are like-minded people that are actively working to achieve their goals. It's 100% online, so you don't have to leave your house, but you can be around people that are sick of putting their business and personal goals on hold so that they can go after the life that they want. And so you can be able to let go of the guilt that you feel about working on the things that you want, your projects, your business, your personal goals, letting go of the weight. You can let go of that busyness that has been plaguing you, because I know a lot of people this thing right now that's happening where we're like, you're like honored for being busy. Like if your schedule's packed with a bunch of stuff, like there's people that are feeling like, oh, I'm so busy, why didn't you got to schedule with me later? It's such a farce. Busy doesn't mean productive. It doesn't mean that you're actually moving things forward. And so we're going to tackle the reasons why you have struggled to keep commitments with yourself, so that you really can start taking action towards your goals and be able to change the way that you manage your time. So here's what you get as an achiever. You get 90 days of conquering goals. So we are going to decide on that project. I know several of you have done it tonight. What's the 90-day project that you want to make happen? So imagine working with me, who's going to be supporting you and also like very in your face, keeping it real like I am tonight, to make sure that you stay accountable to getting it done. So we jump on the phone every week, 1 day a week, for 1.5 hours to make sure that you follow through, me and the other Achiever members. You get 12 months of access to the program. So that means every 90 days, you're going to accomplish a new set of goals. So by April, you'll be finished something. June, July, August, you'll be finished something else, right? October, November, like every single quarter, you will accomplish a new set of 90-day goals. So even if you're struggling in the beginning to get started, let's say you start out with 3 90-day goals that you want to accomplish, and by April you tackle 2 of them. Well, I'm not going to let you go. You still have another quarter to conquer the one that you didn't finish and even add more to it. So we also give you master classes, action guides for each session. If you do a full year investment, then we send you our daily success box. If not, we still send you a planner. You get weekly accountability coaching with me, our peer mastermind community, access to the Daily Success School. We even have a dashboard. And to me, like, this is one of the secret sauces behind the Achievers Club. We have a dashboard set up where we collaborate on your goals, me and you. So you can message me through that dashboard every day and say, Jamila, I have a question about this, or here's the goals I'm working on, or I'm stuck with this. So we communicate through this dashboard every single day to make sure you follow through on your goals. Okay, great. I'm seeing so many signed up already. Looking forward to working with you. Awesome. Joanna, excited about that. Okay, Adele says, is this costly? Okay, so you guys are like so cute. You're already like, what's the investment? This is for me. I absolutely need to move forward on my goals. Okay, let me get to that. So quickly, I just want to show you, this is a preview inside of the Daily Success School and the action guides that you get there. These are some of the master classes that you get access to as well. So creating a schedule, setting your money milestones, designing routines. We work on the money piece, delegating tasks to people, because guess what? You can't run a business on your own. You need support. This is the dashboard that I mentioned. So all of our Achievers members get our customized dashboard to set up your goals. This is where we collaborate every single day to work towards the things that you want to accomplish. And then there's the weekly direct accountability from me. Oh, my screen is still paused. Oh my gosh. Okay, can everyone see now? Why didn't no one say that earlier? So let me just back up here really quick. Okay, so this is the inside the Daily Success School. This is the master classes that I mentioned. Thank you for saying that, Christina. And then this is the dashboard, okay, that I'm talking about. So this is everything, okay, that I just showed. I'm sorry that I'm like, thank you for telling me that. Okay, and then the weekly coaching for me. Okay, so a couple of people are asking, okay, what's the investment? Oh, we also have a private Facebook group for all of our Achievers. All right, so let me get to that. Accomplishing 3 goals in 90 days, like I said, every single quarter. So now, let me just sum it up here. Our 4-pillar system, the accountability, the step-by-step skill building and master classes, our paper planning system, and peer community is everything you get. The program is valued at nearly $5,000, but it absolutely does not cost that. Do not worry. So the investment for the program, if you pay for the entire year in full, is $997. But we also have a budget-friendly plan, which is basically 5 payments of $250. Okay, so you have the option. It doesn't matter which you choose. The difference is if you pay in full, you get all of the bonuses. So I'm going to give you additional one-on-one time with me. I'm going to send you our entire success box and some additional bonuses, okay, for anyone who does the investment in full. A lot of people are like, hey, I don't like payment plans. I just want to be done with it. And so that's what they decide to do. Other people say, I want to do it, but I need more of a budget-friendly plan, and that's totally fine too. So if you have questions about it, type them into the chat box. I want to give you the link. Like, if you know this is right for you and you're like, look, Jamila, I'm not playing around with my goals this year. I absolutely want to accomplish them and make sure that I'm not in the same place, then you can absolutely do that. Let me give you the link for where you can join right now. And definitely take me up on that offer to schedule a call with me, because I know so many people are, I'm looking at my phone now, I'm seeing a couple of people are registering to do that. So there's the link to join. At that link to join, you can find both the payment option, the budget-friendly option, as well as the pay in full option. So again, it's whatever works for you. I want to make it, make sense for everybody. Okay. So it totally doesn't matter which option that you choose. So let me just answer any questions that you have about anything that we discussed tonight, or about the program, if you have specific questions about that. If you want to even learn more about the program, you can go to this URL, bit.ly/DSR Club, and it gives you the layout of everything that I've discussed. How often are the accountability calls? No. So the accountability calls, oh, I'm saying no, like no, not only the first 90 days. This is a great question. Candace asked, the calls are every week. So we have a call every week, and no, that's not for the first 90 days. You get access to that for your entire year. So this is not a game. Like, I'm seriously committed. When I'm telling you there's nowhere else that you're gonna find this level of value, I have personally invested in a lot of programs where the leader of the program, you didn't even have access to them. You got a bunch of videos, and maybe there was like an occasional opportunity to talk to them, but you didn't have direct access. But let me tell you, the work that I do is only of significance to me if I'm helping you to get results. And I know that I can't get you results if I tell you to go watch a bunch of videos and good luck, I hope you make it happen. I know that I have to work with you to make sure that you do not get stuck, that you have a plan to follow through, that you know what actions that you're supposed to take every week. And my achievers will tell you that I will call them out of the blue, like, where are you on your milestones for this week? We had an achiever member who started in October who said, I want to lose 15 pounds by the end of the year. On our last call, she said, I lost 14 pounds. She lost 14 pounds. Now, let me tell you why it happened. We're not a weight loss program. I didn't tell her how to lose weight. I didn't give her a diet. It's not that you don't know how to lose the weight. It's not that you don't know how to start the business. It's not that you don't know how to write the book. You're just not doing it. You're not following through. You're struggling with confidence. You're not making time for yourself. And so this isn't a program about learning something more. This is a program about taking action. And where you have maybe invested in yourself in the past and done a program that gives you a bunch of information, this isn't about information. This is about execution. This is a program that's going to help you every single day show up for yourself and do the stuff that you've been saying that you've wanted to do since you were a little girl or a little boy that has always had this dream or idea that you still have not either birthed at all or gotten to the level that you want to get it to. And so if you are serious about taking action, let me tell you, I've poured my heart and soul into creating a program that is going to absolutely help you to do that. So if you want to join the Achievers, I would love to help you tackle your goals to make sure that you absolutely follow through and get action in your life. Okay, will you help with specific resources such as sales, optimizing recommendations? Yes, absolutely. So as I mentioned, I've worked with thousands of entrepreneurs and leaders. I would tell you that most of the people in the Achievers Club are either, well, they're either full-time business owners, or they're people who are working 9-to-5s, who are starting a business or some kind of project on the side. So a project might be like, one of our achievers is basically studying right now for her principal's exam. She has been putting that off forever, but she knows, like, this is what she wants for herself. And so I'm helping her to take action on it. We have achiever members that are losing weight. We have achiever members that are growing their client base, hitting their revenue goals. So yes, I'm absolutely giving them resources that they need, personal contacts, how they get results, marketing strategy, like all of that, so that you can absolutely take action. And where I don't even have a resource, I'm going to match you with a resource, because again, at the end of the day, I want you to be our best success story. Like, my work is about creating success stories. And so I want you to be our best success story. All right, hit me with other questions. I'm looking at my phone. I see there's still a couple of slots left, not very many for calls. So definitely go ahead and schedule them. Let me just post the link. So again, if you know you're absolutely serious, then go ahead, register right now. If you're like, hey, I think I want to join, Jamila, but I do have some questions before I join, then you can also schedule a call with me. Schedule that call for tomorrow, and then I'll answer all of those questions for you, and we can walk through over the phone and help you to sign up that way. Now, what's going to happen after you join is that you're going to get an email from me to schedule your new member orientation. We'll do your new member orientation this week. Then you will get everything that you need in order to start participating in our Achievers Club calls. The first thing that we're going to do is map out your goals. So what are the projects, the 3 projects that you're going to work on for the next 90 days? Then after we establish those projects, we're going to set up your week. So I'm going to jump on with you on the computer direct, like right now, and I'm going to help you to, in your calendar, set up your week so that you have your hour of power, you have your morning routines, you know when you're doing your workday wrap up, you know what you're doing when, so that you can absolutely follow through. Then I'm going to hold you accountable on a week by week basis every week when we jump on a call, and I'm going to say, Christina, where are you on the milestones that you set next week? What's done, what's not done? And then I'll check on you on that dashboard that I showed you, because you'll have your goals laid out there. You'll have your checklist laid out there. And I'm going to be looking in to see, okay, how many things did Christina check off this week? Where is she following through? So when we jump back on the call, then I'm going to say, all right, I saw that you didn't get to do this week. Like, what's preventing you from getting that done? Okay, do you need a resource? Do you need a contact? Do you need a VA? Let's get that. And it's not just me. You have this community, this peer community that is supporting you. One of the brilliances of the community is that they step up for each other. It was so funny, a couple weeks on a call, one of the achievers said, I'm struggling to like get up in the morning so that I can actually follow through on my routine. And so she said, is anybody else that can help me be accountable? Another achiever member was like, call me at 6:30 every morning. And somebody else was like, hey, I want to get on that call train too. So then you have like 3 or 4 people that are now all in a chain every morning calling each other at 6:30 to make sure that they're up and doing their stuff. And you might need this level of accountability in your life so that you can start following through and actually getting results. So imagine, like, come April, having that project that you wrote down at the beginning of this call done. Like, you can actually have it done. I wrote a book in 3 months. It's absolutely possible. It doesn't take 3 months for you to get those first 5 clients in your business. You can absolutely do that before April, and I want to be able to support you in doing that. Candace says, are the weekly calls individual or group calls? The weekly calls are group calls, but here's what happens. You will have one-on-one time with me as well. So at least once a month. In many cases, it's more often than that. It's usually like twice a month. Achievers are setting up one-on-ones with me. So what often happens in a group call, let's say if Candace is working on her goals, and let's say that you're hitting a roadblock. If it's not something that we can cover in that group call, then I'm going to say, Candace, go to my calendar and schedule a call with me for tomorrow. So I'm serious when I say that I'm committed to helping you to get results. So a lot of members will jump on one-on-ones with me if we need to work through specific things that they're getting stuck on. So it's not just the group calls that you're left to. If we need to go deeper and work on something one-on-one, we absolutely do that. And I don't know anyone else is going to be committed to your success at that level. Seriously. Now, I want to say this. The investment for Achievers Club, the full investment, right, is $1,400 for the program. But because you're here this evening, I'm offering at $997. So if you take action today, you're able to get that rate for the full year. Now, let's say if you break this down, if you break it down for what the investment spends out to, like over a year period, it's about $21 a week. Seriously, like, are you not going to invest $21 a week in being able to be in a different position next year from this year? So that's what the $997 spells out to, and you're getting that direct accountability from me on a weekly basis. You're going to see goals done every quarter. You're going to get our entire daily success system, and you're going to get a whole like-minded community that's going to help hold you to your own success so that you follow through, stay consistent, and execute. So that's what I have to offer. I hope today's session has been so helpful. I see a lot of people have signed up for those calls. Definitely make sure that you do that. I see also on my phone, okay, there's a couple people that have registered. So if you know that you want to be a part of Achievers, you don't want to leave your goals to chance this year, there is the link to join. I want to see you inside of the Achievers Club. I didn't mention that we do have a money back guarantee. So you can even try the Achievers out for 30 days. Try us out. No one leaves after 30 days. Like, our members there have already been there for mostly, maybe except for one or two. We have one or two newer people, but our members have been there. So after 30 days, if you don't like it, you don't have to continue. Okay, so that's our 100% guarantee, meaning that you won't be committed to the entire year. You invest for that month. If it's not right for you, that's okay. You've invested for the month. You can go on about your life, but I know you're going to see the impact that it's having for you, and you're going to want to continue. So that's my promise to you. There's no kind of contract, whereas if you're not getting the results, you get to try it out for that 30 days and you can move on if you don't feel like it's right for you. So again, if you want more information, you can go to the bit.ly/DSR club. If you're serious about taking action and you just know that you want to do this and join, then there's the link to do that. And you'll see there, it says pay in full or 5 payment plan. And so you can just choose the 5 payment plan and just pay over time. Now, again, if you have any questions, if you're like, hey, this feels really right for me, but I have a couple of questions that I just need to get answered, then just go to my calendar, or actually you can just shoot me a direct email right now. Like, just shoot me a direct email with your number and the best time to reach you, and I'll follow up with you. So that's hello@dailysuccessroutine.com. So I just put that out in the chat. So just email me right now and say, like, Jamila, I know this is right for me. I just have a couple of quick questions, and I'll follow up with you immediately after the session if you send that email right now. If not, then I'll get to you first thing in the morning and I'll answer any questions that you have. But I'm telling you that I really am serious about helping a lot of people make shift in their life. So if you want to be a part of making shift in your life happen and not be in the same place of 2019 that you might have been in 2018, then I want to help you to do that. So I want to thank you so much for staying here tonight, to spending this time with me. It has been my honor and pleasure. Like I said, I feel like I get to share my gifts with you. Like, this is allowing me to walk in my purpose. Like, I know that I was not spared from that cancer diagnosis to go on and live a mediocre life. I know that I was put here on this world to do something and make an impact. And this work is allowing me to do that, to be able to make a difference in people's lives, to be able to help them to accomplish their goals. And so I thank you so much for spending this time with me, for stepping up for yourself and saying, like, I want to do something different and start my year off strong and be able to get different results. And based on what you're saying, I feel like so many people got a lot out of tonight's session in terms of something that they can do, something tangible that they can take action on to be able to move their life forward in a significant way. Oh, okay. Thanks so much. I look forward to connecting with you. Also, if people want to connect on social, You can find me at Daily Success Routine. Is our company social. And also you can connect with me personally. I'm at Jamila Payne. And then last resource that I'll give you is we also just launched a podcast on January 1st. That was my 90-day goal. So one of my 90-day goals for fourth quarter was to launch the Daily Success Show. And I made it happen. Like, I practice what I preach. So on January 1st, we launched our podcast, the Daily Success Show. And so you can find that. I'm just going to put it in the chat. It's the Daily Success Show with Jamila Payne. You can find that on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play for my Android people. I didn't leave you out. I know so many people leave out the Android users. No Android people will be left behind. So you can check out the Daily Success Show on iTunes, Google Play, or SoundCloud. So I'm so grateful again for this time that we've had this evening. I'm so excited to work with so many of you through the Achievers Club to be able to help you to accomplish your goals over the next 90 days. I will definitely send out the replay for this tomorrow because I want you to go back, like, take notes, use this as a resource to be able to think about, like, you know, what things did you not accomplish, what things do you need to, like, go back, right, and write down that you might not have written down in the conversations because you were being really, really present. And I'm so thankful for someone saying that, like, yes, I just want to be really present right now and not be distracted. So I'm so grateful for you showing up, and I'm excited to work with so many of you and helping you achieve your goals through the Achievers Club, but also working, doing that one-on-one call. So again, I want to help you to get clear on your goals, take action. So set up that call with me. And in fact, let me just repost that for you. That is in the chat somewhere. Oh, there it is. Let me repost that for you. So again, if you have questions about the Achievers Club, you can post them now. Right before we wrap up, we're going to just wrap up in 2 seconds here, or you can schedule a call with me. So if you're like, yes, I know this is right for me, I just have a couple of questions before I join, you know, then just go ahead, schedule that call with me, or shoot me that email, as I mentioned, hello@dailysuccessroutine.com. And I will be happy to. I saw Joanna was like, I've already joined. I love it. People that are action takers, that are like, I'm not going to be putting myself on hold this year. So there's my personal email. Directly email me. Oh, awesome. Adele says, great. She just downloaded the first episode of the podcast. Great. So I'm excited. There's going to be more great episodes. We'll be releasing an episode every Monday. So definitely look for that. But I'm excited to connect with you. Let's definitely stay in touch through the Achievers Club, through setting up a call with me, through social media, through the Daily Success Show. And I'll make sure also to add you to our newsletter list because we have lots of great sessions coming. In fact, we have a session happening on Wednesday called the 4-Step System for Building a Business While Working a 9-to-5. So I'll make sure that you get an invitation for that as well. All right, so it has been my honor and pleasure to serve you this evening. I hope you have gleaned so much from today's session. Most importantly, I hope that you take action and follow through in all of the things that might be running through your mind right now. Should I invest in myself? Are you worth it? Will you have the time? Will you follow through? Right? So you can get that accountability and direct support to help you to take action. And I want to be the person that helps you to do that. So when you step up for yourself, trust me, like, your opportunities will start to step up for you. Like, the world will meet you at your level of ambition when you begin to take action for yourself. So I invite you to do that this evening. And I look forward to connecting with so many more of you over the coming weeks. So thank you so much and have a great night. Go forward and achieve your goals. So excited to see what you create in 2019. Thanks, everyone. Have an awesome evening and look forward to seeing many of you inside of the Achievers Club. Oh, you're welcome, Adele. Bye, everyone.